I've been asked to do a video on the effects of domestic violence um, on myself, on my family, on my friends. And because of safety concerns, I am not visually showing myself. But I'm showing this great blanket that I'll explain in a moment. So I am a victim. I don't like that word. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. A long term marriage that had its signs when I was much younger that it was a very unhealthy relationship, quickly spiraled to emotional, physical, spiritual abuse on excessive, extensive levels. Um, I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, and regardless of what anyone would like to believe about what happens to their children in a domestic violence situation, your children are affected. I saw a nice sign day before yesterday at a DV center that I go to that said that children in domestic violence situations are witnesses to a crime. And they are. They are witness to several forms of crimes. How this has affected me. Well, one, as you see, I'm showing this nice blanket. Two, my children have had to endure things that no child or adult should ever endure. My family didn't get to see me much when I was within that relationship, and now it's even harder for them to see me sometimes. Now, some of my friends or people who came to my aid when I fled initially from this relationship became fearful of their own lives to be involved in my life. They have, which I completely understand, have decided that they cannot be involved because they too have children, they have husbands, and they don't want their families involved in any of it. I can't take back anything. But what I'm doing now is I'm moving on. And I lost a lot of things within, and lots of parts of me that I'm recovering. One of those things was actually a great family heirloom. It's just a blanket. And I actually got a blanket yesterday, this blanket that you're looking at, from a group of women who made me this blanket that is similar to a blanket that my grandmother made me when I was a child, that my manipulator destroyed. I don't know everyone who gets to see this. Everyone comes from different places. A lot of people say that if you decide that you stay in an abusive situation, that you are condoning it. Oftentimes, women stay in these situations because they don't know any resources or anything to do. In my situation, I fled. I've been through long legal situations. I have been through held back to try to prove I am someone that I always said I was. That my abuser, my manipulator, tried to convince other people that I was what he said I was. And at the end of the day, systems prevail. And here I stand. Abuse gets worse once you leave. You're not in this control box any longer, which then has rippled across to families, friends, loved ones in so many drastic ways. I, on a daily basis, am finding out who I used to be and grateful for what I am now becoming. When I initially fled, I honestly didn't know what type of what type of mustards I liked. Do I like Dijon? Do I like spicy? Do I like a regular mustard? Like, I literally went to the store and bought every type of mustard there was to figure out what type of mustard I liked, because I did not remember, because I had been told what type of mustard I should like. Baby steps, right? Domestic violence is just as horrific as some physical ailments, because it literally takes a piece of you, and everyone, as I said, has their own situations that they see through it and been through, and their own views of it. And this is my view. I've gone through it for a very long time. So I believe that my children would be better off with two parents, even when one of them is absolutely a manipulator. And I'm sitting here now to tell you my story and tell you how it affected me. I'll tell you how it affects me and my family and those I know. Oftentimes, I meet people or I'll make a statement when I'm on the phone because I'm trying to correct the situation. That now the financial harassment and physical stalking and just absolute foolishness that laws and commonwealths allow. In a situation where you're still married to your abuser, your manipulator, and you'll be on the phone explaining to someone that, yes, this is my cell phone. No, he did not have a right to close my banking account. No, I didn't ask him to close my cell phone. No, no one stole my cell phone. He is an abuser, and this is just one more tactic of his. So you run across people who say, wow, I had one of those too. And it is a sad state of affairs. I've come together and bonded with a lot of women about this same situation. And today I sit with my blanket that's not the one that my grandma made me, which I wish I had. But I have this one that's just like the one my grandma made me. Added the rooster. And I'm sitting here. People ask me often, people do a general statement and say, good to see you. I respond, good to be seen. There were a lot of hit and miss moments where I didn't know if I would be. And I am. And I'm sitting here for a reason. And all I will say before I close is on 10 minutes. I'm going to say that if you are in a situation or a friend or a loved one is in a similar situation, seek out advice of a great legal group. Find out about protective orders, but do understand that a protective order is a piece of paper. And that if abuse is excessive, that sometimes mental illness plays a part in it. And you have to understand that regardless of how you try to rationalize exactly what this person will do next, mental illness is mental illness. And if they are not being treated for it, it gets worse and they spiral and they will continue to see you as what they see you as. And you need to do the best things that you have to do to keep yourself, your family, your children, whoever is in your immediate presence safe. Create safety plans with DV organizations. Sometimes your safety plan might include something drastic and you need to go with your gut. That this is not your fault, that you can't control anything but your actions. So don't think that you can change or do something. And please, if you know it's bad, don't find yourself going back. As I just heard Dr. Phil say, and I spoke to some friends of mine, that oftentimes we go back to a bad situation, not because of this greatness of this person, but we go back to this bad situation because we hold on to the ideals that we want them to be. Not what they actually are, but what we want them to be. So, remember what they are and not what you want them to be. And know that today might be hard. Tomorrow might not be any easier. But those days go and times get better. And before I picked up this camera and picked up my blanket, drop my camera. Before I picked up my camera, I said for the first time in a very long time, I can't wait for tomorrow. I love life now and everything that it entails. I don't know if I would have been able to tell you that this time last year. Last year, this time was a very hard time. And the year before that, I don't know if I could have told you that then either. The year before that, I was still there. And I was walking on eggshells, so. But I love my life now. And I can't wait for tomorrow. I can't wait for the day after tomorrow. And even though tomorrow and the day after aren't promised, I don't have to worry about him being gone. Because he decides that today is the day that he finally is going to pull the trigger. So, with that, and my rooster, I'll end this video. And any questions or comments can be left with the poster of this video. And I wish you all happiness and love and know that love is not spiteful or unkind. That you don't have to change or believe that you have to be changed for real love. Not saying that real relationships aren't hard work, because I'm told that they are. I see my parents. But know that you are not less of a person if you're not with this person. Thanks.